See, growing up, they told us, study hard, get a good job, be successful. They made it sound so simple, like assembling IKEA furniture. Except now we're adults, and nothing fits. And there are 3 screws left over. And no one knows what the hell a pension is. We're lost. And it's not because we're lazy or ungrateful or scrolling too much on TikTok. It's because we were sold a version of success that never included us. They said, follow your passion. And we said, cool. But passion doesn't pay rent. Now, I've had jobs. Terrible ones. I've been fired, broke, hungry, and still managed to smile. Why? Because when you're lost, laughing is cheaper than therapy. And trust me, therapy is expensive, especially if your therapist charges you in dollars and trauma. But here's the thing, they never told us that it's okay to be lost. They never said that not knowing what you're doing doesn't make you a failure. It just makes you human. Some people know exactly what they want to be at 12, and some people still don't know at 42, and that's okay. Because your job isn't your identity. You are not a spreadsheet. You are not a title on LinkedIn. You are not employee of the month unless that comes with free parking. Then congrats. You're not meant to find your purpose like it's on sale at Target. You build it. One bad job, one weird boss, one wild detour at a time. And somewhere between that first rejection email and the 5th circle back, you start to realize you're not lost. You're just on your way. So next time someone asks you, what happens to you? What do? Don't panic. Don't shrink. Don't make up a fake startup. Just smile and say, I'm figuring it out. And that's work too. You ever find yourself awake at 2 a.m., staring into your phone like it holds the secrets of the universe? You start with something innocent, how to fix my sleep schedule, and 2 hours later, deep into a Reddit thread about whether squirrels have a social hierarchy. And the worst part, you're into it. You're invested. You're like Gerald the squirrel got exiled from his tree. That, my friends, is what I call spiritual confusion, but it's also deeply human. Feeling lost is not a bug in the system, it is the system. If you've never felt lost, you're either lying or you've never tried assembling IKEA furniture without structure. Life isn't a straight road, it's more like Johannesburg traffic during load shedding. Confusing, unpredictable, and occasionally full of goats. But here's the thing, we treat being lost like it's some kind of emergency. Like if we don't know exactly where we're going in life by the age of 25, the universe is going to send a repo man to take back our dreams. Calm down. Nobody knows what they're doing. The people who look like they've got it all figured out. They're just good at pretending. We're all winging it. Some of us just have better fonts on our rhythms. And we've been trained to think that life is supposed to follow a clean, neat blueprint: go to school, get a degree, get a job, retire with a golden watch and a sad cake in the break room. But life doesn't care about your PowerPoint plan. It throws plot twists. It cancels seasons. Sometimes it recasts your role halfway through the series, and that's not failure, that's evolution. Now, I get it, being lost is uncomfortable. You wake up and you're like, why am I here? What am I doing? Is this all there is? And somehow your toaster becomes a metaphor for your soul, burnt, stuck, and kind of smoking. But this discomfort, it's the soil where clarity grows. Being lost forces you to ask real questions, not the fake ones you answer in job interviews, but the ones that keep you honest. Do I actually want this life? Or am I just following a script someone else wrote for me? That's not confusion, that's consciousness. And no offense, but if your life has never been a mess, then you're probably just ignoring your own chaos, or you've outsourced your feelings to Netflix. And while you're in this lost phase, remember this: it's okay to laugh. It's okay to cry. It's okay to change your mind, your career, or your haircut. Although I'd personally recommend doing the haircut after the existential crisis, not during. The truth is, you don't find yourself by sitting still and waiting for an epiphany to drop from the ceiling like a Beyonce album. You find yourself by trying, failing, growing, and occasionally Googling how to start over at 30 without disappointing your mom. And if you're doing that, congratulations, you're not lost. You're just human. In fact, maybe being lost isn't the problem. Maybe it's the point. Because only when you admit you're lost do you actually start figuring out where the hell you want to go. You ever notice how people introduce themselves now? Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a senior strategy optimization consultant for vertical logistics solutions. I'm sorry, what? That's not a name. That's a tax form. Somewhere along the way, we stopped asking, "Who are you?" and started asking, "What do you do for a living?" As if your paycheck is your personality. We've taken career and wrapped our whole identity in it like it's the blanket from our childhood. But here's the truth: your job isn't your purpose. It's your job. It pays rent. It funds your Netflix subscription and your overpriced oat milk lattes. That's it. And yet we keep acting like your title at work is supposed to fulfill your soul. Imagine asking your microwave to raise your kids. That's the level of emotional labor we expect from employment. Now, don't get me wrong, loving your work is great. It's beautiful. It's rare. Like finding a parking spot in Cape Town that doesn't require parallel parking uphill. But we've romanticized work to the point of absurdity. Every motivational speaker on Instagram is screaming, "Follow your passion." Like passion is some loyal golden retriever that'll fetch you a six-figure salary and inner peace. Nah, sometimes passion doesn't pay the bills. Sometimes purpose is what you find outside of work in your relationships, your creativity, your community. But we're out here trying to squeeze spiritual meaning out of spreadsheets and corporate KPIs. That's not purpose, that's delusion with a dental plan. Let's be honest, half the people out here don't even like their jobs. They're in meetings dreaming of opening a tiny coffee shop in Bali that also rescues cats. And yet we keep pretending that our jobs must fulfill us, like if you don't wake up every day ready to conquer the world in a pantsuit, you're somehow broken. But maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just work. We've confused being valuable with being employed. We've mistaken busyness for meaning. But working 60 hours a week doesn't mean you're thriving, it might just mean you're tired and too busy to question whether this is actually what you want. The hustle culture told us we could become anything, it just forgot to mention we'd be exhausted the whole time. Here's the truth. A job is a tool, not a temple. It's supposed to support your life, not swallow it. Think of it like a spoon. A spoon helps you eat cereal, it doesn't define your existence. You don't see people walking around like, "I'm a spoon enthusiast, I believe in the philosophy of Kellogg's." No, you use the spoon. You don't worship it. And in the same way, your career is just one part of who you are, not the whole story. You can love your work without letting it become your worth. You can have ambition and still protect your peace. And most importantly, you can feel lost at your job without being lost in your life. So if you've been feeling like your job isn't your purpose, maybe that's not a sign of failure. Maybe it's your soul reminding you that purpose doesn't come with a title or a time card. Maybe purpose is what you bring into the world, not just what you get paid to do. And if your current job doesn't reflect that, it doesn't mean you're doing life wrong. It just means you're more than your job description. You're not a resume, you're a story. And it's okay if you're still figuring out the plot. You know what's funny? Somewhere along the way, we all started believing that everything we love has to become a job. You like drawing flowers? Start a floral design business. You enjoy baking? Open a bakery. You once knitted a scarf, congrats. Now you run a full-blown Etsy store with tax obligations. We've turned hobbies into hustles and relaxation into revenue streams. Why? Because capitalism said, if you're not monetizing it, does it even count? But listen, your passion doesn't need a price tag. It doesn't have to fund your rent or show up on LinkedIn. It can just be yours. Personal. Joyful. Pointless. You're allowed to do things just because they make you happy. You don't need to explain it. Not every love in your life has to become a business model. Some things are beautiful because they're not for sale. Don't get me wrong, if you can make money doing what you love, that's awesome. I mean, look at me. I tell jokes for a living. That's like being paid to breathe sarcasm. But here's the part people don't talk about. Turning passion into work changes the relationship. Suddenly, it's not just fun, it's deadlines, clients, content calendars, invoices, and that one guy emailing you at midnight with just a few quick edits. Passion becomes pressure. Joy becomes a job. And sometimes that job sucks the life out of the very thing that used to light you up. You used to sing in the shower like Beyonce. Now you're calculating how many streams it takes on Spotify to pay for groceries.